At 44 years old, I've come to a space in my life where I love a good solo trip. My only child is 18 years old, and this is his first year of college. I've been divorced for a little over 2 years, and we were married for 20 years. Interesting enough, my ex husband and I are still good friends, and we get along very well that way. During our marriage, we built a successful plumbing business along with some real estate investment properties. Long story short, I left the marriage in a good financial situation, and I was very happy with what we agreed to settle on. The solo trip I decided on for the summer was Costa Rica. My plan was to stay for 3 months. I wanted to go to a tropical place where I could live locally and enjoy a relaxing change of pace from my busy life in Houston. I was renting a 2-bedroom villa down in Costa Rica. It was gorgeous and modern. I loved the pool in the backyard and the overall space. It was peaceful, much better than a cramped hotel. I felt more at home living in the villa. The food tasted different in Costa Rica than it did in the US. Everything tasted fresh. I ate mostly fruits, vegetables, and fish. I went to yoga class 5 days a week, and I was at the beach meditating almost every evening. I met a few native locals and a few American locals that moved to Costa Rica permanently. I did not hang out much, even though I was constantly invited to so many different events. For the first month I was there, I just wanted to focus on me. After about 6 weeks, I felt like I wanted to do more socializing, so I joined a Facebook group for people that were new to Costa Rica. There was a meetup event posted in the group that was happening that Friday, and it sounded pretty fun. It was a singles happy hour mixer. I'm not really interested in dating seriously, but I thought it would be nice to have some male company, so I decided to sign up for the event. The evening of the happy hour, I carefully selected my outfit, opting for a classic strapless black dress that hugs my curves in all the right places. I added a touch of sparkle with a statement necklace, and I slipped on a pair of cute sandals because the event was being held on the beach. Next, I moved on to my hair and makeup. I decided to go for loose curls cascading down my shoulders, a look that's both elegant and effortless. As I put the finishing touches on my look, I took a deep breath, looked in the mirror, and reminded myself to relax and have fun. I arrived to the Oceanside Hotel about 30 minutes after the happy hour started. I ordered a dirty martini and mingled with some of the people from the group. After a while, I just wanted to chill, so I settled into a seat at the crowded bar. I couldn't help but notice a handsome man sitting a few seats down. He caught my eye with a warm smile and came over and introduced himself as Tony. He was tall, dark-skinned, athletically built, with broad shoulders and a full, sexy beard. We struck up a conversation that flowed effortlessly, as if we had known each other for years. His wit, his masculinity, and his charm drew me in. Before I knew it, we were laughing and sharing stories like old friends. During our conversation, I found out that Tony was 40 years old and moved to Costa Rica 2 years before from New York. As the evening wore on, Tony got us a few more rounds of drinks. Time flew by as we chatted away. Before we knew it, it was last call, and Tony asked for my phone number. I gave it to him without hesitation. He kissed me on my cheek, and we parted from the bar. As I walked home that night, a smile tugged at the corners of my lips. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had just met someone special. I couldn't wait to see where this newfound friendship would take us. The next day, I slept in till about noon. I looked at my phone, and Tony had texted me twice. The first text was the infamous "Good afternoon, beautiful" text, and in the next text, he asked if he could take me to lunch. I smiled so hard, I put the covers over my head and kicked my legs with excitement. I texted back calmly, "Sure, lunch sounds nice." We agreed that we would meet at a coffee shop close to my villa. Tony arrived to pick me up in a Jeep, windows down and roof off. The weather was perfect for it. I came outside and he kissed me and opened the door for me to get in. We took off down the road listening to the sounds of 90s R&B. The day ended up going pretty much longer than lunch. We went to the beach, we went to a local bar to have drinks, and we spent the whole day getting to know each other. It was basically a perfect first date that lasted from 1 p.m. that afternoon until 10 p.m. that night. Tony pulled up to the villa and we sat in the car and talked before I got out of the car. In the middle of one of my sentences, Tony reached over gently, grabbed my face, and began to passionately kiss me, tongue and all. We kissed for what seemed like forever. Finally, I gently pulled away and told him good night as I got out of the car. I knew I had to make that call because I was so attracted to him, but I was not ready to sleep with him just yet. The following weeks, we went out almost every other day. Lunch, dinners, happy hours, and coffee dates. I did a Google search of his name and nothing came up, thank goodness. However, I was a bit suspicious that he didn't have any form of social media. He told me he gave it up when he left New York. He wanted to have a different experience in Costa Rica, and he said he felt like social media was extremely toxic. I totally understood his reasoning. One night, about 3 weeks into our courtship, we decided to grab some dinner and chill at my place for the rest of the evening. This would be the first time Tony would be coming over. Just to be safe, I texted my neighbor and one of my friends back home a picture of Tony and his phone number so they knew who I was with. I felt comfortable with him, but I still wanted to be safe. That night, we ate dinner and enjoyed some wine while relaxing at the pool in my backyard. We did make out, but we didn't sleep together. I was not ready for that just yet. Tony did not pressure me at all to sleep with him. He was a total gentleman. He said he would wait as long as I needed. What an amazing man, I thought to myself. He was so respectful and so warm and so kind. We ended up falling asleep together on the couch that night. When we got up the next morning, I made coffee, eggs, and turkey bacon. We chilled for about an hour, and then Tony headed out and told me he would call me later. When he left, I was on cloud 9. I was so excited to be connecting with such an amazing man. I had a lot of errands to run that day, so after about an hour, I took a shower and got dressed. I went to grab my purse, and I immediately noticed that my wallet was gone. I started to panic, but just then I noticed that it was on my dresser. I must have forgot that I took it out of my purse last night or maybe this morning, I thought. But that thought went away very fast when I grabbed my wallet and noticed that all of my credit cards and the $700 in cash that I had was gone. I was in total disbelief. This man paid every single time he took me out, and then he has the nerve to steal from me? I was extremely confused and angry. I started calling his phone immediately and it was going to voicemail. I texted him and I noticed he blocked me. I was panicking. I tried to stay calm because I knew I just needed to take care of business at this point. I called my credit card companies and within less than 2 hours, Tony had charged over $10,000 between all of my cards. I also called the police and filed a police report. I never heard from him again. I know he was not who he said he was. I came to the conclusion that the money he was spending on me was not his. It was probably from other women that he had done the exact same thing to. I realized that I had been love bombed for over 3 weeks by a scammer. I posted about the situation in the Facebook group. Turns out he was not even part of the group that night. He must have just mixed in with the group. Most of the money he took from my credit cards was covered by the credit card company in return, thank goodness. I'm very glad I never slept with that man. I'm glad that he did not harm me that night when he spent the night. I actually feel like I came out lucky. I'm not going to let one asshole keep me from dating. Now I know to move a lot smarter in these dating streets.